Peace, everybody. What's good? It's the boy George Malachi Williams, and you're now tuned to New Media Today, USA. Let's go. All right, everybody, listen. I heard through the grapevine, I'm on PBC website today earlier, and a couple of YouTubers out there that I really watch, the independent media that I really watch, that do good work, like Counterpunch Boxing News. I like Kurt DeVille over there. Showbiz the Adult, stuff like that, and a couple of UK stations that I watch. But I went on WBC website, I went on PBC site, and I do see that Deontay Wilder, I'm sorry about that, y'all, Deontay Wilder, Beyonce Wilder, the twerk king, is in negotiations to fight Charles Martin, right? So the trilogy fight with him and Tyson Fury, that's out of the door. That's not going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, said he would never fight him again after all of the lies and salacious lies that, Deontay Wilder said about him, his people and his character, talking about, glove and he cheated and all that stuff there. Mark Breeden spiked his water. Tyson Fury had his glove spiked with metal. The referee was cheating for him, even though the referee took points from Tyson Fury. All of these excuses, the Gypsy King saying, I'm done with it. I'm through. You know what I mean? And the contract expired anyways. So they fought twice. The contract expired. But now that I see that Beyonce Wilder is in the process of getting in negotiations with Charles Martin, now that'll be a good fight for Beyonce Wilder. The PBC way is this. We're going to give you a whole bunch of fights, whole bunch of bombs, hype the bombs up, and then when you beat them, we try to, build your resume up to make it look like that, hey, you're doing some hell of a stuff. So basically, this will be a good tune-up fight, a confidence builder for Beyonce Wilder. Now, I say, you know what? And I looked on WBC site, and the WBC website has Deontay Wilder as the #1 contender for the WBC championship belt. So I said, let me look and see who in the top 10. I got my notes. Now, you know me, I keep my notes. So when I went on WBC website, these are the people who they have in the top 10, to fight for that belt. You know what I mean? So Beyonce Wilder is #1. After Beyonce Wilder is Alexander Usyk. Now, Usyk is from Russia, you know what I mean? So he's the #1 mandatory for Anthony Joshua's WBO belt, and he's the #2 contender behind, in the WBC rankings, behind Beyonce Wilder for the WBC. Then after that is Luis Ortiz. Now, Beyonce already done beat Luis Ortiz twice. So I doubt if they fight again. And Luis Ortiz is probably, 50, 60 years old? Anyways, and then after that is Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, I'm going to circle back around and talk about him. All right, then it's Joe Joyce, right? And then it's Dillian White. Dillian White is #6 in the rankings. Joe Joyce is #5, and Andy Ruiz is #4 in the WBC rankings. And then you have Joseph Parker, who's #7. You have Michael Hunter, who's #8. You have a guy from Croatia named Flip Govic. He's from Croatia. And then you got Charles Martin, who's ranked #10. So Beyonce is going to fight the guy who's ranked #10 in the rankings. Now, I'm not sure, but I think Charles Martin is the PBC fighter, so they're going to keep it in-house. I would love to see Beyonce fight Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, what I think about that fight. I was going to put my notes down, but there's some more stuff I want to say, right? I'm going to put some more notes down because I do see that Andy Ruiz Jr. is a very dangerous fight for Beyonce. Now, I know he's supposed to be the knockout king. He does knock out a lot of bums, right? I give him that. But let me tell you something. If he fights Andy Ruiz Jr., I really feel deep down that that's going to be a hell of a fight for Beyonce. And I think I like Andy Ruiz in that fight if they fight each other. So I'm kind of wondering why, Beyonce did not choose to fight Andy Ruiz coming off of this devastating knockout. And I understand PBC's business model. Hey, listen, man, we're going to, Shelly Finkel, they handle him pretty well. Hey, we're going to put you in the ring with another bum. Charles Martin has a good record. Charles Martin did fight Anthony Joshua. So he has Anthony Joshua on his resume. And it really does pad your resume and build you up and give you your confidence back. After the ass whooping that he took from Tyson Fury, he needs a tune-up fight. He can't just jump in there with another tough fight. And there's a lot of tough heavyweights out there anyways. You see what I'm saying? You got the Anthony Joshua, he's the king of the hill right now. You have the Gypsy King, which is also on the top of the throne right now. And then you have, Beyonce Wilder, stuff like that. It's obvious that he can't handle no elite fighters. It's a good thing that he probably didn't get the AJ fight because I think AJ probably would have knocked him out. Definitely not, because from a psychological standpoint, I think Beyonce is very weak, especially after he lost. Instead of taking his loss like a man, like AJ didn't make any excuses, even though Beyonce was trolling him when he lost the fight. Everybody from the LDBCEFG was trolling Anthony Joshua when he lost the fight against Andy Ruiz. And then Andy Ruiz did kind of started acting like a little diva at the end. But at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua got his belts back. He didn't make any excuses. He handled his lost weight class. And when he won his belts back, he celebrated like a true champion that he is. Two-time undisputed heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua. Now, as it relates to Beyonce, him and Charles Martin, that's a perfect fight. Because Charles Martin is stiff. Charles Martin, more than likely, once he's going to be intimidated before he step in the ring. You know, I'm just going to be honest with you. You know what I mean? AJ knocked him out in 2 rounds, and that was years ago. That was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. He knocked him out in 2 rounds. So other than that, I'm just like, man, you know, this would be a good fight for him. And this is the PBC model. Put you in there with a bum, knock the bum out, build your record up, right? And then, you know, boxing is all about matchmaking. We have to, you know, match you up with we have to match you up right in order to make you look good, but at the same time, sell it to the crowd like it's a tough fight. Perfect example, PBC, you know, how they handling Errol Spence. Hey, we're going to put you in the ring with Mikey Garcia. Well, we know Mikey Garcia is a slow, flat-footed Puerto Rican fighter. The chances of him beating you is slim to none. Mikey Garcia has not beat an elite welterweight since he's been in the welterweight division. So he's less dangerous. Now, they took a chance by putting Sean Porter in there. Sean Porter almost beat him. But he got knocked down. But Sean Porter, old habits came back up to play. Sean Porter doesn't have any defense. You see what I'm saying? He has good footwork. He's very athletic, but he doesn't have defense, and he comes in wild. And when he comes in wild, he leaves himself wide open. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, damn, if Errol Spence did that to him, just imagine what someone like a Terrence Crawford, which is one of my favorite fighters, to do to him. You know what I mean? So but that's neither here nor there. So, you know, when you're coming off a devastating loss like like Deontay Wilder, sorry about that, y'all. I mean, Beyonce Wilder when you're coming off a devastating loss like that, you have to come back with a confidence builder. Me personally, if I got my ass beat like the way Tyson Fury beat Beyonce Wilder, I don't want to get back in them no tough fights. Put me in there with a bum, hype him up. You see what I'm saying? I could scream bomb squad or whatever squad you want, a twerk squad all day. You know what I mean? To try to build my confidence back up. You know what I mean? So right now, all of the titles are in the UK. You know, Tyson Fury has the WBC, and Anthony Joshua has the WBO, IBF, and WBA. All of the titles in the UK. We have no American champions right now. You know what I mean? And you get what you earn in boxing. You see what I'm saying? So other than that, guys, that's it. What do you think? Do you think Charles Martin is a good confidence builder for Beyonce Wilder? Or do you think that he need to fight someone a little bit tougher since he's been boxing for a little while now? Me personally, I would love to see his comeback against Andy Ruiz Jr., but I do understand why his matchmakers like Shelly Finkel and JD's do not want to put him in there with Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is not an easy fight for nobody. You see what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz, he has that Mexican warrior blood in him, and I doubt that he would get knocked out. And Andy Ruiz has a lot of tools in his tool belt. He has a lot more than Beyonce Wilder. Beyonce has the right hand, that's it. And now that a blueprint has been laid out on how to beat him, I'm pretty sure that when he fights other elite boxers, fortunately for him, there's not any elite fighters in the heavyweight division outside of AJ and Tyson Fury, and maybe even Andy Ruiz, we don't know. But other than that, I don't see anybody in the top 10 that would really beat him in the WBC. You know what I mean? But they can, depending on anything can happen in boxing. It's heavyweight, you know, and with heavyweights, you land the right punch, bada bing, bada bang, out of there. It's a done dollar. You see what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? Do you think the Bum Squad, sorry about that, Deontay Wilder, sorry about that, Beyonce Wilder, do you think that this Charles Martin fight is a good pick for him? I think so, you know what I mean, from a confidence standpoint. Now, where does he go from there? We don't know. He may fight Andy Ruiz later on in the year because he's not going to get the Tyson Fury fight. And then he burnt the bridge with Anthony Joshua, so he's not going to get that fight. He can fight Dillian White, but he seemed like he has some kind of animosity towards UK fighters. Why? I don't know. But as long as the Bum Squad put himself in a position to be #1 contender, then as long as he's in that #1 contender spot, he will always be in a position to get another shot at the title. He just got to keep fighting, doing his thing, and build his way back up. If he wouldn't have ran his mouth, made excuses, scandalized Tyson Fury's name, spread lies, listening to the LDBCEFG crew and boxing crew, spreading lies and saying salaciousness about Tyson Fury, then he probably could have went ahead and handled it gracefully and maybe would have got that third fight. But now that the contract has expired, that's over with. Other than that, that's it. This is our boy George Malachi Williams representing for New Media Today USA. I know I'm talking fast, y'all. I need to slow down. This is George Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today USA. Please hit the share, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to go. Other than that, I love you guys. Peace.